Good morning and a warm welcome to everybody who's in the room here today in the US, as well as those who are online. Joining us for day 2 of our joint Good Clinical Practice and Pharmacovigilance Compliance Workshop. And it's a pleasure to join you for what I'm sure will be a very enjoyable and informative day for all of us. We'll continue the discussions on good clinical practice today. And that will be building on the important topics that we covered yesterday, which included the harmonisation and the ICH E6 GCP guideline, technology in clinical trials and digital health technology, decentralised trials, and data governance. So in terms of day 2, what we'll be starting in terms of the discussions will be around oversight. And that changes to all of the work that we do. In many cases, those changes are a result of the challenges faced during the global pandemic of the last several years, and how regulators are working together to collaborate to improve our work and engaging with our stakeholders in that process. Clinical trial oversight is not just about what regulators do, it is also the responsibility of the clinical trial sponsor. And it is a complex undertaking, especially as we see more technology applications, specialist vendors, and outsourcing, meaning that the clinical trial itself has many moving parts, and there are challenges to ensuring the safety of patients and the very important generation of reliable evidence and data. The global pandemic challenged all of us across countries and societies. A crisis of the scale of the pandemic drove rapid innovation across the medicines and healthcare ecosystem, and clinical trials did not escape from that disruption and innovation. Clinical trials played a critical role in the development of new vaccines for COVID-19, therapeutics, and treatments. And new and agile and flexible ways of working were required not only from those conducting clinical trials, but also from the regulators to ensure the success of those clinical trials. We will hear about how this initial disruption created opportunities for longer-term positive change, including how inspections are conducted and on the use of remote inspection technologies and the future of these types of approaches. Another theme we'll be discussing today is collaboration between regulators. And that is something that's incredibly important, as well as the communication and meaningful engagement with stakeholders. We will hear about new initiatives and updates from each of the regulatory agencies participating today, and how we collaborate and maximize the benefit of that joint working for patients. We'll be hearing updates from FDA and Health Canada on various agency policies and initiatives. And one of my colleagues from MHRA will be giving an update on our own compliance strategy, newly developed over the course of 22 and 23, and that forming a key part of MHRA's corporate plan out to 2025 and to beyond. The agency is looking to evolve our approaches to compliance as medicines and technology evolves, developing potentially outcome-based approaches, and ones that seek to engage early and upstream with those conducting trials to prevent issues before they occur. And where a collaboration with trusted regulatory partners will be of increasing importance in a global trials environment, and with our shared objectives to ensure patient safety and public health. So in terms of today's agenda, what we will be covering sponsor oversight, clinical trials post-pandemic, the future of GCP inspections, regulatory updates and collaboration, and then we'll be concluding with a panel discussion from the speakers that will be participating in today's workshop. It is a pleasure to have joined you for today's workshop, and I'm very much looking forward to the many informative discussions from all 3 regulators. And please do use this as an opportunity to engage on the important topics that we'll be covering and enjoy the rest of today's event. I'd like to thank you for attending and now pass to my colleague, Lakeisha.